Hey and welcome to Neverwinter with Aragon. So we have some good news and bad news with regards to today's update. But first of all, I'd like to give a special thank you to all of my channel members for helping me keep my channel going. So we're going to have a few changes. And firstly, in Protector's Enclave, there was some bug with the celebration of Lyra that the fireworks were still going, even though the event was over. This should be fixed and no longer occur. Within Sharandar, we shall have now just one of those display names for the heroic encounter being adjusted. Within the Dark Fae Mire, we have the horrors revisited. The quest flow should now be a bit clearer. So basically it should guide you to the actual portal rather than all the way through the zone, and then you end up just having to repeat the whole quest again. It was real annoying. With regards to Dungeons and Trials, the Assault of Svarborg, you'll be able to actually use your reroll tokens within those chests, and fortunately within the Vault of Stars, we shall now have fewer quicklings can spawn at a time, meaning their spawn rate will be lower, and this should also help improve your performance. And this is tied in with those Twisted Denizens in the Vault of Stars, the hardcore mode. When you go and fight those, I guess they're called Twisted Denizens, you have a bunch of those quicklings that do appear around it, and they're the ones that cause you the trouble, not the actual boss. And when you went through the maze, you'd have an absolute ton of them, depending on how long you took to actually get to the maze, because the longer you take, the more spawn. And the more that are spawned, the more likely it's going to lag out your game, and you're just going to have like 3 FPS and barely be able to cast any powers. So that is definitely an improvement, and it probably will make it easier for people to farm that dungeon then and, let's say, not fail on the third mini-boss anymore. Then we have, with regards to our future event, the Summer Festival. Some adjustments are being made. For example, when you're using the crafting, you shall now actually be able to proc the dab hand one from the artisans. And with regards to the consumables, the Grand Summer Feast was actually getting a nerf, unfortunately. It was overlooked when they changed the other foods, and they missed this one. The Grand Summer Feast gave us that 5% accuracy and 5% power, and that's the equivalent of what we had our watermelon sorbet getting reduced to. So you were like much better off eating a Grand Summer Feast than a watermelon sorbet. So they went and changed that. Fortunately, any of the Grand Summer Feasts you currently have will remain in their current state, so they will be limited then, and the new ones that we will obtain within the Summer Festival will be at the reduced state of only giving 2.5% accuracy and 2.5% power, rather than that being 5%. However, in fact, the accuracy was reduced to 1.5%. Then with regards to some combats and powers, the companions, the cultist discipline, will now actually properly grant up to 7.5% magnitude damage at its mythic quality, rather than what it was before. Then we also have, with regards to those new rings, the Ring of Air and the Ring of Darkness. Apparently they're being adjusted, whether for the good or the bad, we shall see. Whether they're actually getting reduced in their effectiveness, who knows, but basically they should be more closer in their efficiency, and from what I can tell, probably going to reduce the effect that the air ring has and make it more in line with the dark ring. I'm not sure. Just the air ring was definitely being a lot better because it just has that higher proc chance. The vintage light wine consumable will now properly grant awareness instead of regeneration. We also have with our rewards, we have now that the Avernus hunts will once again actually give you Zariel favor, rather than not giving it to any of the other party members other than the summoner. And within the Vault of Stars, we can finally actually obtain those +5 shirt and pants. The ones you can see below the rings in the Sharandar Collections tab. These +5 ones, you weren't able to obtain them from the heroic encounters. You were only able to obtain them apparently from the Twisted Denizens, but they never added them in. And that's Hardcore VoS, and you have to kill the mini-bosses and a chance to obtain these, having that 1525 item level. And other than that, they've just changed some user interface with the new banner and several tips to provide information about the upcoming module changes. And they've also went and changed up some character art, where now the Crown of the Forest will properly display on Dragonborn characters, and the Summer Court and Gloaming faction has received some minor visual touch-ups, including clipping fixes for the Summer Court set. And that's it for this patch notes, just something fairly simple. Keep in mind that we shall get the new event, well, not really new at all in my opinion, and one of the worst, the Coins of Joaquin, as soon as we pass that 330 mark and we have the patch updated. It's pretty much just a fashion event. I'll go over it in another video when the actual event goes live and I can more in depth show you the process. So hopefully I presented this well, and if I did, consider leaving the video a like, and if you're new around here, consider subscribing. We'll see you guys around. Goodbye for now.